Budgeting isn't just a one-time task. It's a living plan that needs regular adjustments to stay effective. Life circumstances change, and so do your financial priorities. That's why it's essential to revisit and fine-tune your budget regularly. Start by reviewing your expenses every month. Has your income changed? Did your spending in certain areas rise unexpectedly? These are early indicators that your budget needs some tweaks. Remember, sticking to outdated budgets can hold you back from meeting new goals. A good rule of thumb is to review your budget at least once every 3 months. Look at your fixed expenses such as rent or mortgage and see if they still fit your financial landscape. For variable expenses, track any trends. Are you consistently overspending on groceries? Or do you have extra money left over in other areas? Adjust these categories accordingly. Lastly, keep future goals in mind. Whether you're saving for a big investment or just trying to build an emergency fund, adjusting your budget regularly helps ensure you're always working towards what matters most. Fine-tuning can prevent financial stress and give you peace of mind that your money is working for you. Many people start budgeting with the best intentions, but it's easy to fall into certain traps that can derail your financial goals. One common mistake is being too rigid. While it's great to have a plan, unexpected expenses come up, and life can be unpredictable. Flexibility is key when sticking to a budget. Another issue is underestimating your expenses. You might think you're spending less than you actually are, which can throw off your entire budget. To avoid this, track your expenses diligently for at least a month and adjust your categories accordingly. It's also crucial to avoid overcomplicating things. Sometimes people get bogged down in too many categories or overly complex systems. Simplicity often leads to better long-term success. Keep it straightforward. Income, expenses, savings, and goals. Lastly, don't forget to adjust your budget for long-term planning. Failing to account for future expenses, like retirement or large purchases, can leave you financially unprepared. By revisiting your budget and correcting these mistakes, you'll stay on track and avoid unnecessary stress. When building a budget, it's crucial to set financial goals that are not only clear, but also realistic. Whether you're aiming to pay off debt, save for a big purchase, or invest for the future, your goals should align with your current financial situation. Start by breaking down your goals into short-term and long-term categories. For short-term goals, focus on things like building an emergency fund or saving for a vacation. Long-term goals could include saving for a house or retirement. Be specific and attach a timeline to each goal. This makes it easier to track progress. One of the biggest challenges is staying consistent. The key is to revisit your goals regularly. Have your priorities changed? Did an unexpected event occur that impacts your timeline? If so, adjust your goals and budget accordingly. Remember, goals don't have to be set in stone. They evolve as your financial life does. Regularly adjusting your budget to reflect new goals ensures that you stay on track without unnecessary stress. Budgeting with a regular paycheck is one thing, but when your income fluctuates, it's a whole new challenge. Whether you're a freelancer, entrepreneur, or part-time worker, managing irregular income requires a more cautious and strategic approach. The first step is to focus on your essential expenses. Prioritize things like rent, utilities, and groceries. These should be non-negotiable. Once you know the bare minimum you need to cover, set up a buffer by saving as much as possible during high-income months. This emergency cushion will help during slower periods when money is tight. Next, resist the urge to overspend when your income spikes. Instead, use those periods to plan ahead and build up your savings or pay down debts. A smart approach is to base your budget on your lowest earning months to avoid unnecessary stress. It's also helpful to automate as much as you can. Automate your savings and set up automatic bill payments. This ensures your financial priorities are covered, even during times when you might not have as much cash flow. Budgeting with a regular income takes discipline, but by adjusting your strategy, you'll feel more in control of your financial situation. One of the most effective ways to stay on top of your budget is by tracking your spending habits closely. Whether you use a budgeting app or a simple spreadsheet, tracking every dollar helps you understand where your money is really going. Start by categorizing your expenses. Break them into groups like housing, groceries, entertainment, and transportation. This gives you a clear picture of how your spending aligns with your budget and whether any categories are over or under budget. Another key benefit of tracking is the ability to spot patterns. Are you spending too much on takeout? Did an unexpected subscription charge go unnoticed? By keeping an eye on these trends, you can catch overspending early and make adjustments before it becomes a bigger problem. The goal is to become more mindful of your spending choices. Over time, this habit helps you better manage your money, save more, and stick to your financial goals. Remember, the small expenses add up, so every penny counts when it comes to improving your budgeting skills. Saving money doesn't have to be difficult, but it does require a solid strategy that fits into your budget. No matter how much or how little you make, the key is to be consistent. Start by setting a savings goal. Whether you're saving for an emergency fund, a vacation, or retirement, having a clear goal gives you something to work towards. Even if you're only able to save a small amount each month, it adds up over time. A good rule of thumb is to follow the 50/30/20 rule. Allocate 50% of your income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings or debt repayment. If your budget is tight, you can adjust the percentages, but the most important thing is to prioritize saving, even if it's just a little. Another tip is to automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account each month. This ensures you save without having to think about it, and it makes saving a habit. By embedding saving into your budget, you'll be more prepared for life's financial challenges and better able to reach your long-term goals. Managing debt effectively is an important part of budgeting. Whether it's credit cards, student loans, or a mortgage, debt can feel overwhelming. But with the right approach, you can regain control. Start by listing all your debts. Include the total amount owed, the interest rate, and the minimum monthly payment for each. This gives you a clear picture of your obligations. Next, prioritize high-interest debt, like credit cards, which can accumulate quickly if left unchecked. One common strategy is the debt snowball method. With this approach, you focus on paying off the smallest debt first while making minimum payments on the rest. Once that debt is cleared, roll the payment into the next debt. This builds momentum and keeps you motivated. Another option is the avalanche method, which targets high-interest debts first to save money on interest over time. Choose the strategy that best fits your financial situation and stick to it. Remember to incorporate debt repayment into your budget. Treat it as a priority alongside your other essential expenses. By consistently making payments, you'll reduce debt faster and free up more money for your goals. Life is full of changes, and your budget needs to adapt along the way. Whether it's a job loss, promotion, moving to a new city, or starting a family, major life changes can impact your financial situation. When faced with a big change, the first step is to reassess your income and expenses. Did your income increase or decrease? What new costs have emerged? For example, if you've moved to a more expensive area, you might need to allocate more towards housing and cut back on other categories. If you're experiencing a drop in income, prioritize your essential expenses, like housing, utilities, and groceries, while cutting back on non-essential items. Adjusting your budget quickly will help you avoid going into debt or financial stress. On the other hand, if you've had a boost in income, this is a great opportunity to increase your savings, pay off debt faster, or invest in long-term goals. The key is to stay flexible and revisit your budget whenever there's a significant shift in your life. A budget that adapts with you ensures that you're always in control, no matter what life throws your way. Creating a budget is just the first step, but regularly reviewing and improving it is what leads to long-term success. Your financial situation will evolve, so it's essential to revisit your budget and make adjustments as needed. Start by scheduling a time to review your budget at least every 3 months. During this review, look at whether your income has changed, if you've met any of your financial goals, or if your expenses have shifted. Look for areas where you're consistently overspending or underspending. If your priorities have changed, adjust your budget categories to better align with your current goals. For example, if you've paid off a debt, you can now allocate that money towards savings or investments. Another key factor is to assess your savings goals. Are you saving enough for emergencies or big purchases? If not, reallocate some of your budget to focus more on building your financial cushion. By regularly reviewing and fine-tuning your budget, you'll be better equipped to handle life's changes, stay on track with your goals, and continue improving your financial health. Most people budget for their monthly expenses, but irregular costs, like annual bills, car repairs, or holiday shopping, can throw even the best budget off track. Planning for these expenses in advance is crucial to maintaining financial stability. Start by identifying your irregular expenses. These can include things like annual insurance premiums, car maintenance, or larger household repairs. Break these down into monthly amounts. For example, if your car insurance is $600 a year, set aside $50 a month to cover it when it's due. Next, open a separate savings account specifically for irregular expenses. This way, the money is out of sight and reserved for when these costs arise. Automate transfers into this account every month so you don't have to think about it. Finally, don't forget to budget for fun things like holidays, birthdays, or even vacations. These are irregular expenses too, and by saving a little each month, you can enjoy these moments without the financial strain. The key is to plan ahead so you're never caught off guard by a big expense. By factoring in irregular expenses into your monthly budget, you'll be better prepared for the unexpected and can maintain control over your finances. When it comes to budgeting, it's essential to set clear financial priorities. Not all expenses are equal, and understanding what to focus on first will help you make the best decisions for your financial future. Start with your basic needs. These include housing, food, utilities, and transportation. These are your non-negotiables. Without covering these essentials, everything else becomes difficult to manage. Next, focus on paying off any high-interest debt like credit cards. The longer you carry these balances, the more interest you'll pay, which can eat into your budget. Once your needs and debts are covered, shift your focus to building an emergency fund. This acts as a financial cushion, protecting you from unexpected costs and giving you peace of mind. Finally, think about your financial goals, whether that's saving for a house, investing, or planning for retirement. Prioritize these based on your timeline. Short-term goals should take priority, while long-term goals can be tackled more slowly. By setting clear financial priorities and sticking to them, you'll be able to manage your money with confidence and build a stable financial future. You've learned the essentials of budgeting, from setting financial priorities to managing irregular expenses and using the latest budgeting tools. Now it's time to put these lessons into action. Start by reviewing your current budget. Identify areas where you can improve, whether it's saving more, paying off debt, or cutting unnecessary spending. Remember, your budget is a living document. It should grow and evolve as your financial situation changes. Set clear, realistic goals, and don't be afraid to adjust along the way. Whether you're building an emergency fund, planning for a big purchase, or working towards retirement, staying flexible is key. Most importantly, stay consistent. Small steps today can lead to big financial wins in the future. Keep tracking your progress, and don't hesitate to use budgeting apps or tools to simplify the process. You have the power to take control of your finances. Keep refining your budget, stay disciplined, and you'll achieve the financial freedom you've been working towards. Managing a budget manually can be time-consuming, but today's technology makes it easier than ever to stay on top of your finances. Budgeting apps and tools offer a range of benefits that can simplify the process and help you reach your financial goals faster. One of the biggest advantages is real-time tracking. Many apps sync with your bank accounts, allowing you to see exactly where your money is going at any moment. This helps you stay accountable and avoid overspending. Another benefit is automation. With budgeting apps, you can set up automatic bill payments and savings transfers, so you don't have to worry about missing due dates or saving consistently. Automation helps you stick to your budget without extra effort. Many apps also categorize your spending, giving you a clear picture of your financial habits. You can see how much you're spending on groceries, entertainment, or other areas and make adjustments as needed. Finally, these tools allow you to set financial goals, track progress, and even receive helpful reminders. Whether you're paying off debt, building savings, or planning for retirement, budgeting apps make the process more manageable and efficient. By using technology, you can streamline your budget and make smarter financial decisions.